Hey guys, welcome to Outperform AI, the strategy that makes clients choose you. Now, if you've ever wondered, how the hell are you supposed to compete in an industry that is being trampled by AI? Tools that can build websites, write copy, generate entire marketing campaigns in mere seconds. I'm here to ease your worries because the thing that your clients, your best clients, actually want and need today, the thing that they will pay a premium for, AI will never actually touch it. And when you know how to lead with it, you'll never compete with AI again. In fact, you're going to rise above it. Now, if you're like most designers I encounter, you probably enjoy the work that you do. You're pretty great at it. You've had some really happy clients, and you're making at least some money doing it. But lately, maybe you've been struggling because you find that some clients think AI can do the work that you do in seconds, and they don't really understand why you're still charging so much. Maybe you've been stuck in what I call proposal purgatory. You've been writing lots of free proposals and they end up going nowhere, or worse, to the lowest bidder. And maybe you feel like you should be on social media more or all the time, but when you show up there, it feels like you are yelling into the void. And you've gotten a lot of advice over the years. You've been told you should charge more, you should charge what you're worth. And that sounds great, except maybe you're already kind of getting pushback on the prices you're charging, and you're being asked to discount your rate as it is. So charging more doesn't really seem like a likely winning strategy. Maybe you've been told, oh, you just need to show up on social media even more. Except you don't want to do that. You don't want to be on the content treadmill. And frankly, you don't have time for that anyway. You're busy working for paying clients, and that's really what you want to be doing with your time. You've also possibly heard, you need a better brand and a better website. And listen, I'll be the first to say that branding and website are critical to a business's success. And at the same time, I'll admit that we haven't updated our website in over 10 years because we haven't had to, because that's not really what closes premium clients. And possibly the worst, you may have recently heard that AI is going to put you out of business. Now, this one has a little bit of truth to it. Some people, we know that this is true, but it doesn't have to be, because there is one thing that will outperform AI every single time, and that thing is not your deliverables. It's you. The one thing AI will never replace is human trust. AI can generate ideas, make designs, write taglines. It can even make stuff that sounds, or maybe is, pretty strategic, and it can do it instantly. But it can't look a business owner in the eye and say, this is the path forward, and let me tell you why. And today, in the present climate, clients don't just need work done. What they need is to believe in the direction that they're choosing. And that belief only comes from the kind of trust that we create when we show up and we lead. The clients that you actually want, the ones that are building real businesses, they're investing real money. They're not paying top dollar for design or logos or websites anymore. What they're paying for is discernment. For someone to help them cut through all the possible options and say, here, this is the one that will get you to your goals. Let me tell you why. But if you're not doing that, if you're just churning out work, then you are competing with AI, and in the long run, you will lose that game. But when you lead with trust, when you sell your thinking and not just your execution, that's when you become irreplaceable. Okay, so how do you do this? How can you lead with trust? How can you become the leader that they need and be seen as that irreplaceable human that they need regardless of how much or how little they or you utilize AI tools. Well, today I want to share a process that I have been using for over 12 years to rise above the low-cost competitors. It's a process that saved me back when designers were stressing about the same thing they're stressing about now with AI, back when Fiverr and Upwork started to become really big, and everyone in our industry was worried that low-cost labor was going to take their jobs. I've never felt that fear because I was never compared to them either. Why? Because this process puts you in a different category. It puts you in a category of one. So let me introduce you to a process that has completely transformed the way that I and hundreds of small agency owners I've taught it to sell their services. But first, really quick, so you know why I'm qualified to talk about this, I am Silva. I've run a branding studio with my husband, Steve, called Worst of All Design since 2011, and we deliver entire bespoke custom brands and websites in 1 to 3 day intensives for our clients. And we currently charge $35,000 to $60,000 per project. I wrote a best-selling book, Badass Your Brand, about our story of how we went from $40,000 in debt to $500,000 in just 1 year, just the two of us, without any social media, using these methods. And I have since written hundreds of articles for Forbes. I was on MSNBC, EO Fire. I've been on over 100 podcasts. I host the popular podcast, No BS Agency podcast. And I even filmed a pilot for AMC with 50 Cent once, where I was the branding expert on his team. And I tell you all of this not to brag, but so that you know that I know what I'm talking about. And because I landed all of that press because our methods are very different from how everyone else does this. And it caught a lot of attention. And one of the key changes that we made that changed everything was how we sold our services differently and how much easier it made it to close premium clients. We did it with something called the lead product method. And it's a method that replaces the free proposal that you guys are all writing with something way more powerful, a paid first step. Now, what I love about this approach is that instead of giving away strategy for free in the hopes of landing a client, which can feel really salesy, I find this actually makes the whole process less salesy and feel so much more authentic. The lead product builds trust and rapport before you offer them the large project with the high budget. Instead of guessing what the client needs or simply writing a proposal based on what they told you they need, you start as the expert who is diagnosing and advising. So here's how it works. It starts with a 15-minute fit call. This is a call where you're trying to figure out, am I the best person to help you? Can I help you? This is not a sales call. You are not selling, you are qualifying. Next, if they're a good fit, you offer them a small paid engagement, your lead product. That lead product is an interview-based deep dive. You're going to ask smart questions, you're going to listen, and you're going to uncover problems they didn't even know they had. Then you deliver a short written brief that outlines exactly what they need, why they need it, and how they should move forward, whether they hire you to help them or not. Now, here's what's really magical about this. You know that trust that normally takes like half a project to build with your clients? This is going to help you build that trust up front instead. You're going to build that trust before they even see your full offer. And that trust, that's exactly what AI cannot replicate. AI can generate options, but it can't discern the right ones from the wrong ones. It can't lead a client through nuance. The lead product builds this trust, and it does it really fast. No social media required, no huge brand needed, no fancy funnel. In fact, we've had clients, students, close premium projects using this process without a single Instagram post, without a slick website, with just one conversation. Why? Because what premium clients are looking for is your confidence to help them find the clarity and conviction that they need to move forward. We all know that brand and marketing requires conviction. You can't dip your toe in with a brand and expect to get a bunch of attention. You can't make a generic, forgettable website and then expect it to help you build a big, successful business. But most business owners struggle to have that kind of conviction over their brand and their website, especially over one that actually has something meaningful and powerful to say. The kind of brands that actually attract business. When you lead someone through confusion into confidence, or even better, when you uncover confusions they didn't even know they had through pointed, thoughtful questions that make them realize they don't know what they don't know, that's when they will see you as the best and only person that can do the project. And they will pay a premium for that because they want it done right the first time. So you are essentially getting paid to deliver a massive amount of value upfront for a no-brainer price, and then only once you've already gained their trust and they've already experienced your value, only then do they get the option to hire you to execute the main project. So if you're tired of being one of 5 proposals in a sea of sameness, if you're tired of getting ghosted, if you're tired of getting scope creeped to death, if you're tired of hustling with content just to feel visible, this is your way out. The lead product makes you more needed in a world with AI because they get to experience your value and they don't have to just blindly believe. It gets you paid to pitch so that you can stop wasting time writing a bunch of free proposals that go nowhere. It positions you as a strategic advisor and not just an executor, not just a pixel pusher, and that is what commands a higher price. It builds trust fast, even without or especially when you don't have a following online. And most importantly, it makes premium clients say yes much more easily, not because you dazzled them with visuals that frankly they can get for less money, but because you helped them see what they actually needed. Now you might be thinking, okay, but why would someone pay for something that everyone else offers for free? And you're right, they won't. But this is not that. This is not a paid proposal. This is positioned as a valuable offer that is actually worth way more than whatever they're paying. You might be wondering, okay, but don't I still need a big audience for this to work? The answer is no. This is the most straightforward way to get premium clients without an audience, literally just through one-on-one conversations. And you're probably worried, well, if I start charging up front, this is going to scare people off. And you're right. Some people are not going to go for it. I think that's a feature, not a bug. The wrong people, the ones who were never going to pay the prices that you want, the ones who are looking for cheap AI executional type of work, they will walk away. And I say that's great. We need to get them out of the way so we can make room to go find the right ones who are going to say, yes, this is exactly what I need. How can I buy this? Now, this isn't just theory. Hundreds of small agencies have used this process to close premium clients with ease. So what does it look like when you actually do this right? Well, I'd love to give you a couple of great examples. This is an agency owner that had someone approach him for a simple new logo. We've heard that before, right? Instead of doing the logo, he offered them the LP, the lead product, and ended up showing her what she really needed. What she really needed was a $12,500 full brand and website. And guess what? She went for it because she got to know him first and she got to build a lot of trust with the lead product and see why she needed it. This is another student of mine. She said after she nailed her first lead product, her first LP, that the client chose the higher priced package that was nearly double the budget she said she originally wanted to spend. So fun. She literally didn't even talk to me about the lower priced offer. This is because the budget that people have in their minds when they first speak to you on that first call, it's what I call the fear budget. When people first get on a call to potentially hire you, that's when their guard is up the highest. That's when they are so wary of paying too much and they're so scared to make the wrong decision. But when you put them through the lead product process, everything changes. This is when they experience the value you have to offer. And when you open their eyes to what they didn't even really know they needed, they are so thankful and are so much more willing to pay whatever you quote them. And this student had a client close on the spot and not even bat an eye at her $30K package after raving about her LP, because the LP is where the trust was built and the $30,000 price tag made complete sense. If you take one thing from this talk, please let it be this. AI isn't the end of our industry. It's your invitation to level up, to sharpen your thinking, to lead with your voice by becoming an advisor to your clients. The future does not belong to the fastest executor. It belongs to the most trusted guide. It can't replace trust, taste, or leadership. So use the AI tools. They're super helpful, but don't outsource your thinking or your leadership. That is your edge. You are the edge, and you need to start investing in it and owning it. So if this resonated with you, I'd like to gift you something that dives even deeper. I've got two gifts for you. The first one is my best-selling book, Badass Your Brand. Inside, I share how we used this strategy and a bunch of other no BS methods to go from $40,000 in debt to $500,000 in just 12 months. Just me and my husband, Steve. And all the strategies I've now taught to hundreds of small branding and design studios to grow their businesses without a bunch of employees. These strategies have only become more important and relevant with the introduction of AI into our industry. And in my opinion, they are critical to staying relevant. So I'd really like to gift you a copy. Either you can grab a digital copy or a private audio feed of my book. All you have to do is go to nobsagencies.com/circle day, or you can use the QR code on the screen to grab it. And if you are interested in learning step by step exactly how to implement the lead product method into your own business, and you want the exact process, the questions, the scripts to deliver, so you are seen as this confident advisor and leader, I recently launched something called the No BS Clients Lab to make this process accessible to anyone who wants to learn it. It is a month-to-month membership where we support you in putting this into action and train you on exactly how to do it. And it's only $79 a month. You can cancel anytime. Just for attendees of Circle Day, I am offering 50% off your first month. So all you have to do is when you check out, use the code Circle Day before September 25th, and you can get started for 50% off. Just go to nobsagencies.com/lab or use the QR code at the top of this screen. So remember, you do not need more followers. You do not need a viral reel, and AI will not beat you if you lead with a better process, one that makes clients say yes before you even show them the work, because you are the differentiator. And now it's time to sell like it. Thank you.